slam quote ever. And this is the one that he slammed for the 2010 national championship, and this is the winning poem that he slammed. And I like this poem, and I connect with this poem because for me, it talks a lot about our families and what our families do and our families' expectations for us. And from in my experience, I was the first kid in my family to graduate from college. My older sister went, but never finished. And so for me, I can kind of relate to what he's talking about in the message that he has, because a lot of my cousins, I mean, they do jobs that don't need an education, and sometimes when I go and hang out with them, I almost feel like I'm resented for, being a teacher, because this is what I wanted to do. So that's kind of what the message that this poem talks about. So this is Guante and his family business. You good? Ready? Jackie's been here for 25 years, and he tells me you get used to it. He says your nose learns to seal itself as you dive headfirst into an ocean of dust. Your eyes develop nictitating membranes to keep the chemical sprays out. And your hands, well, they'll grow their own gloves, invisible and tough and permanent. I've been a janitor for 3 weeks now, and I always thought I was made of stronger materials. We play chess in the break room, and Jackie asks me what my favorite piece is, and I tell him it's the pawn, because he's the underdog, and the odds are always against him. Jackie identifies with the pawns too, but he sees nobility in their sacrifice. He sees beauty in their simplicity, and the fact that they are always moving forward. Jackie shambles from room to room, working half as fast as I do, but somehow getting twice as much done. The night shift messes with your head like that, and yeah, Jackie smiles. The saddest face I've ever seen. Sometimes I see that face, and I imagine that we are servants entombed to lives of pharaohs, polishing someone else's gold while our oxygen runs out, and dutifully preparing a grand feast for a God who will never be hungry. Jackie says that there is honor in this, a good day's work, an honest living. He says that there is poetry in this. But what kind of poetry lives in a can of orange naturalizer? The liquid breath of dragons, the mist dissolves every word creeping up my throat, overwhelming every idea. It's got me wiping my reflection from the glass. It's got me scrubbing my shadow off walls. It's got me so scared of my alarm clock that I can't fall asleep, even when my muscles drain out my fingernails and my thoughts dream out my ears, and all I'm left with are two eyes that refuse to close for fear of what they might dream. Is there really honor in this? Or is that abstract concept, the carrot, they dangle in front of us pawns to keep us moving across the board? Jackie says you can't think of it that way. He says that without us, the people who live and work in this building couldn't function. That we keep the gears turning, and it may not be glamorous, but it's necessary. And yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe now I'm just some working class kid who somehow hustled my way through college and got delusions of grandeur. Maybe now I'm too good to go into the family business. 100 generations of janitors and farmers and infantry and factory workers and pawns. So I suck it up. It lasts for 2 more months. And on my final day, before an uncertain future, I make a point to shake Jackie's hand and I say, I've been thinking. I think the reason pawns can't move backwards is because if they could, they would kill their own kings in a heartbeat. Instead, we are forced to keep moving, believing we can get to the other side, become royalty ourselves, but most likely dying on the way, sacrifice for a cause that we don't even understand. I wish you the best. I wish you horses and castles. And Jackie smiles, the saddest face I've ever seen, and disappears into